In this video, we have 9 different samples, and each one is 2 tablespoons of water and half a tablespoon of a specific substance. We have Gatorade powder, lemonade powder, hot chocolate powder, apple cider powder, ionized salt, sugar, Propel, brown sugar, and an empty one for control. Now, we're going to mix them. We have all the samples nicely set up. Let's see what happens every day.
Try to save me. I feel alive. My world is fast.
After 2 weeks with all those samples right there, all the water has dehydrated. And let's see what each one looks like up close. The first one was the blue Gatorade powder. It's this fun little slimy mixture. Very sticky. The next one is the lemonade powder. Pretty much the same thing, also bugs them. The next one is hot chocolate, and yeah, it's nasty, so we'll just move on. This one's apple cider powder. It actually makes this sort of hard, kind of still sticky substance. The next one is the ionized salt, and this one has a bunch of lovely crystals, and this one is actually probably the coolest out of all of them. Some weird crystals, and it's built up the side all the way up around the edge, even though the water was only like halfway up. And it somehow grew or something, and now all the way on the edge, so that's nice. But this one's completely dry, all the water's gone down. The next one is sugar, and this one is like a hard, well, it's hard on the top, but then it's a little bit liquidy in the bottom. If we left a little bit longer, we'd probably dry it a little bit more. This is just sugar water, so it probably tastes very sugary. But don't eat your science experiments. This one's Propel, which is the same thing as Gatorade. I don't know whose idea that was. This one was the brown sugar. It's a little bit more sticky than the sugar itself. Still a little bit harder on the top, but. And then the last one, that was just the empty control one. This was just a regular tap water, but you can still see there's this like white stuff down here, which is like the fluoride and stuff that the city puts in your water. If I would have used distilled water, it probably would have been completely empty. Probably. This one's the salt, and I took all the salt right here and scraped it into the bottom right there. And if you remember from the beginning of the video, we started out with half a tablespoon of salt. So, I'm going to pour the salt into here, to the funnel, so we can get it, and this half a tablespoon. And interestingly enough, we seem to have overflowed it. If we just squash it down a little bit, that's still more than we started out with. So what's going on here? Well, let me explain. This is the salt we use in the water, and this is what the salt looked like before. And you can see that this is a lot tinier particles. The crystals are a lot smaller over here. These crystals are a lot bigger right here. So when you put them back into here, it's going to take up more than half a tablespoon. But if you were to keep grinding these small and smaller, they would eventually get back to this size and would fit in the half tablespoon. And thanks for watching my super science silly solution experiment. See you next time. This will probably take